Hello there. Surely the latest news on the Brexit talks makes a no-deal outcome unavoidable. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost. And I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. And a big thanks to my Patreon and PayPal supporters. The EU Council met yesterday and discussed the Brexit talks, and their conclusions from the meeting were that the negotiations were to continue and for their Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier to press ahead with their demands regardless. That's right, they think they're calling Boris's bluff. The EU Council said in a statement that the EU 27 leaders were concerned that progress on the key issues of interest to the Union is still not sufficient for an agreement to be reached. It then said that they were determined to have as close a partnership with the UK as possible, based on their negotiating directives, especially where, guess what, the level playing field, governance and fisheries are concerned. Against this background, the European Council invites the Union's chief negotiator to continue negotiations in the coming weeks and calls on the UK to make the necessary moves to make an agreement possible, they said. So the EU will not move on its red lines, but still expects the UK to do so. It also said that the withdrawal agreement and Northern Ireland protocols must be fully and timely implemented. Well, they will be, but according to the UK interpretation of them as explained by the clauses in the UK Internal Market Bill. And the EU Council statement goes on to say, the European Council calls on Member States, Union institutions and all stakeholders to step up their work on preparedness and readiness at all levels and for all outcomes, including that of no agreement, and invites the Commission in particular to give timely consideration to unilateral and time-limited contingency measures that are in the EU's interest. And it ends with, the European Council will remain seized of the matter. On the UK side, Lord David Frost said in a series of tweets, disappointed by the EU Council conclusions on UK-EU negotiations. Surprised EU is no longer committed to working intensively to reach a future partnership as agreed with von der Leyen on the 3rd of October. Also surprised by suggestion that to get an agreement all future moves must come from the UK. It's an unusual approach to conducting a negotiation. PM Boris Johnson will set out UK reactions and approach tomorrow in the light of his statement of the 7th of September. And just to remind people of what the Prime Minister Boris Johnson said in his statement of the 7th of September, he started by saying, we are now entering the final phase of our negotiations with the EU. And he then went on to say, the EU have been very clear about the timetable. I am too. There needs to be an agreement with our European friends by the time of the European Council on the 15th of October, if it's going to be in force by the end of the year. So there is no sense in thinking about timelines that go beyond that point. If we can't agree by then I do not see that there will be a free trade agreement between us, and we should both accept that and move on. He also said, we will then have a trading arrangement with the EU like Australia's. I want to be absolutely clear that, as we have said right from the start, that would be a good outcome for the UK. And he said that the UK is preparing for such an outcome if required, and that we will have full control over our laws, our rules and our fishing waters. We will have the freedom to do trade deals with every country in the world, and we will prosper mightily as a result. Boris also said that the UK would be ready to find sensible accommodations on practical issues such as flights, lorry transport or scientific cooperation, if the EU wants to do that. And he ended the statement by saying, "Even at this late stage, if the EU are ready to rethink their current positions and agree this, I will be delighted. But we cannot and will not compromise on the fundamentals of what it means to be an independent country to get it." All seems pretty clear-cut to me. Boris Johnson made the UK position crystal clear back then, and I have seen nothing he said since then that retracts any of that. The only wiggle seems to have been to give the EU leaders an extra 24 hours or so to meet and decide on their response, something we have now seen. Now, I have heard talk that the EU could hold another summit on an emergency basis next month to clear a Brexit deal in time, but what's the point? The UK will not shift on its sovereign position, and the EU27 will never amend their self-driven commitment to keep the UK under EU control. So there seems little left to do, other than for one side to up stumps and retire to the pavilion for tea and cucumber sandwiches. Unless the EU agrees to abide by our terms, then maybe a short extension to the innings is in order. So is this the moment that we Brexiteers dared to dream of so many years ago finally coming true? To leave the EU with no constraints, no subjugation to any authoritarian Brussels mechanism or institution, and to go with no deal. The Prime Minister may have performed questionably in his handling of, let's just say, other recent events, but could he be about to earn at least one gold star in his time as leader of this land? Or is he about to prevaricate and wobble at the final hurdle? But make no mistake, if Boris does take us out of the EU with no deal, with a clean break, thus restoring democratic accountability in the UK back into the hands of the British people, then there will be those who will be and are making preparations for said democratic accountability to be handed straight back to Brussels within the shortest time frame possible. And it's also worth bearing in mind that in the eyes of UK Europhiles, the reversal of Brexit would be a mere formality, with the likes of Keir Starmer ready to jump over the turnstiles at Calais, waving a letter surrendering all of our freedoms back over to the EU. But this would mean the whole shebang of the Euro, Schengen, and in the end full federalisation. However, given Brexit, would the EU27 be so ready to accept us back without tying us down into a legal quagmire first? But UK pro-EU campaigners would sign away anything to keep the UK tied to their pet EU project. So for as long as there are committed UK Europhiles, be in absolutely no doubt the battle for UK independence will continue. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it by following the link in the descriptions box below, and support me on Patreon or PayPal. So what do you think about all of this? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching.